Rich wife sleeps with electrician. Posted by Scientist Invent 92. If you like these stories and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Alright, so this story is 100% accurate and currently going on. I need advice and just want to get it off my chest. I am an electrician, and I have been working in one of the wealthiest areas in my city on a home remodel. The family has been living in the house during the remodel. I'm in my late 20s. The wife whose house I am wiring up is in her early 40s. The husband is very well off, high up in a financial institute. The wife works for a very successful company and makes more than the husband. Over the past 5 months of working in the home, I've found a wife who does it all. Takes care of the kids, works and is just super amazing as well as drop dead gorgeous. In all the time I have been there, I have not seen the husband show any interest in his wife. She would flirt with me often and give me very noticeable hints that she was interested in me. She started very smooth, picking my son up for play dates with her son. Then it turned up to come to my house. Then it turns into her and I sleeping together. We have had sex a couple of times, and I am feeling absolutely terrible. She has been telling me she wants to be with me. I can't tell if she is crazy or has just fallen hard for me. However, I am now in a predicament. I could potentially wreck this home and be with this girl and probably never have to work again in my life lol. Mind you, I come from a very crafty upbringing, and it wouldn't be a very beautiful story of me making it. The ending just doesn't feel good to me. Or I can just nip this in the bud and go struggle and find some normal girl to start a family with, lol. Also, let me add, she has been looking to divorce her husband for a while, supposedly. Thanks for the advice. And now for the top comments. You are a plaything to her, and the likelihood of her actually leaving her husband is slim to none. If she was really going to divorce him, she would have done it already. Now you've put yourself in a really bad situation. 1. You try and break it off with her, she lies to her husband, and you never work in that area again as you'll be labeled as a homewrecker. 2. You tell the husband he divorces his wife and the same as before, you'll never work in that area again. Both of these options are best case scenarios, as this could very well be the end of your business in your city. You mentioned you didn't want to destroy this family, but the moment you allowed the flirting to continue, you destroyed this family. As a former contractor that ran a very successful business for 10 years, I would tell you, you should always keep it professional and keep it in your pants unless she is single and, most importantly, the job is done. Never ever let some ass ruin what you are trying to build, a business. This is nothing more than the behavioral patterns of scumbags. I don't think that I have to point out who I'm talking about. She's not leaving her husband. If she did, she would have done so by now. And women who are as financially capable as she is usually don't or never date men who aren't in her tax bracket. So you may have played yourself on that front too. Now couple all of that with the age difference between the both of you, and your story becomes more cringeworthy. But pat yourself on the back for potentially putting your business at risk because you wanted a VIJJ from some morally questionable married adulteress. Good job. How it starts is typically how it ends. You all built y'all's relationship on lies, betrayal and deception. You knowingly slept with another man's wife and she knowingly betrayed her husband. You said he wasn't showing his wife attention, etc. That's a way for you to ease your conscience, and her saying she's leaving her husband is also a means to alleviate guilt. Pure speculation, but how do you know she hasn't done this before? It might explain his disposition towards her. Y'all both engaged in fantasy and now it sounds like you're coming down from it. From what you wrote, it sounds like you don't like her, you like her money, status and affluence. And now for our next story. My friend cheated on her husband and he knows, and I don't know why it's affecting me so hard. Posted by active_cheesecake_22. So, my friend cheated on her husband a while back, and it was with a guy in our friend group. It was a small group of us, and her husband found out. I believe they opened the relationship up for both of them, which I don't mind. I just feel like it happened in a bad way in the first place. She just had a newborn a couple of months before that, and as far as I knew, she was elated. She kept wanting to be a mother, but it seemed like she had different expectations. Because of what she did, she broke up our friendship group, so none of us is really friends with her anymore, and then got together with a couple of different guys and finally settled on a different guy. The other guy now lives with them, not sure what kind of relationship it is for any of them, but as far as I know, she doesn't work anymore, and both of the guys do, and they just recently upgraded from a small apartment to house. My question is, why does this affect me so much? I don't know how to word this. I think I'm more confused in watching a train wreck in slow motion and just standing there. Edit, I should probably mention that it's her first child and that they thought she had postpartum, but the doctor said everything was fine, just in case anyone mentions that. Second edit, this all happened last year, but for some reason, I still can't get over it. We were really close, practically attached at the hip, so it just came out of the blue. I thought they were pretty solid as a couple as far as I could see, I saw no red flags. Then all of a sudden, she did this, and now a guy is living with her and her husband, and they're both paying the bills. The friend group has shunned her at this point. She manipulated the situation and said the guy from the friend group had taken advantage of her in her state, which she still hasn't explained. Finally, in an aspect I don't understand why it is affecting me so much, I think I blame myself for not saying anything and not noticing anything, but I look back on it and see it all as fine. And now for the top comments. It rattled your foundation. She was rewarded for dishonesty and self-serving damaging behavior. If you are like me, you may think that a decent guy is compromising himself to try and save his family by accepting something he doesn't really want. He was badly used. That poor child is in the middle of it. It affects you so much because 1, what she did is objectively wrong, and 2, you're a decent human being with a sense of right and wrong. There would be less of this kind of crap if people had more friends like you. You have a good moral compass, that's all. Just be happy. You're not on the receiving end of this shit show. It's a sad example of a very slow train wreck. Love your metaphor, it does suck for your friend group, but you guys had some questionable people in there anyway. And now for our next story. I don't know what to believe and I need help. Posted by complete_rule_1043. My girlfriend went to go visit one of her girlfriends in college this weekend, and she's been ghosting me the whole week prior and while she was there. She was getting shit-faced drunk every day and night she was there. Yesterday, I got a terrible phone call from her while I was at work telling me she had been raped and I immediately started sobbing. I'm as supportive and attentive as I can to her, and I feel terrible. The night it happened, there was a game that day, and everyone went to the bars after the game. Her girlfriend was with her at the time but had left her to go have sex with other men the previous night. She was practically stranded in a town she wasn't familiar with by herself. She was still at the string of bars, and I knew this because I was tracking her out of my worry for her. She wasn't responding to any of my texts, but she was still on her phone. She replied maybe once that night, and I responded with a picture. I got no reply. She eventually responds with a picture of her smiling in a car while seeming to be looking at someone. This was 5 a.m., and I had just gotten off of work. I was thinking, why is she still up? Is she okay? And that was the end of that. I don't know what to believe, and it's a really hard situation for me because I can't get any answers. I undoubtedly believe that she was raped, and I feel absolutely horrid. But nobody dragged her into a car unwillingly to take her to this house. She had to have made a decision to leave the bars with someone. I'm stuck. I don't know if she had the intention of cheating, and it went farther than she intended it to go. I need advice because this is something that I've never dealt with before, and I can't talk to her about it because it's such a sensitive topic. I just have a gut feeling that something is wrong and something isn't adding up. And now for the top comments. Still odd, she was ghosting you nonstop, not responding and just acting differently towards you. So I would agree with you totally, something does not add up. Buddy, it's easy. She was raped. You support her. You tell her to open a criminal case. She will be sent for a medical exam as well as DNA testing for male semen. If she continues through with the case, you support her. It remains her choice. If she does not want to open a case, the opposite may be needing a look at. She went out, got banged, is scared she was pregnant, now she cried wolf. If she does make a case, she will need your support. Rape victims go through hell in the stand testifying. The whole night and all her actions will be scrutinized to the finest detail. He will probably use the defense it was consensual. The ghosting and photos with others while friends out, it gives off a wrong vibe. Be very careful how you handle this. But she ghosts you. Then after her decisions leads her here. Then only she phones you. Tread carefully. If this is a cry wolf, it will come out in the trial. If this was a rape, you would find that out as well. Just look after yourself in this. Remain objective and supportive. Ensure she gets counseling. You should also attend counseling. There are support groups for rape victim families. They teach you how to support the rape victim. Just let her talk. If a rape, you will know. If cheating, you will also know. In most countries, you can get life imprisonment. If the person who raped her finds out, he will probably try to get his version out as quickly as possible. The fact will take on its form. Just be supportive now till you know more. Ask her to immediately go to the hospital and report the rape to the police. If she is not willing, then it could be consensual. When she did the deed, she got cold feet and, to get your sympathy/support, termed it as rape. If she denies going to the police, she is shady most likely. What's your say on this? Do you have a similar story? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.